going to be reviewing the Ryze Tech Tello, otherwise known as the DJI Tello. It is actually made by Ryze Tech, but it's powered by DJI and Intel, and DJI is selling these for $169 on their website. It's marketed as a beginner drone for people that haven't flown drones before, or one that you can give to kids, but it comes with a lot of features that you wouldn't normally get from a drone this size and for this price. The visual positioning system, 100-meter range, automatic emergency landing, and a 13-minute flight time. But the real reason I got this is because you get all that in a drone that weighs 80 grams. Now, where I live, if a drone is under 100 grams, it is classed differently, so that means you can fly it in a lot more places without registering it. So as you can see, it does actually have a decent range on it, but the camera gets all jumpy when you get too far away. The drone doesn't have an SD card in it, so when it gets too far away, you start to lose connection. You can still control the drone pretty well, but the video starts to spaz out. So don't expect to be filming good video with it, but it is pretty good for photos. And while the camera still shakes a bit, it's a lot better than other drones that supposedly shoot at 720p, even the ones that do have an SD card in them. One thing I really like about this app is that when I put my thumbs down in the wrong place, the joysticks actually move to where they are, so I still have control of the drone. It's not as stable or agile as something like a Parrot mini drone, which you can get for under $100. And if you're flying it indoors in low light, it does give an error saying that there's not enough ambient light in the room for the visual positioning system to work, which is strange because it's supposed to have its own infrared light which it was putting out before. You can see the camera spazzed out there a little bit on the app, but I've still got control of the drone. Anyway, but on the other hand, it does very well holding its ground in the wind. You can see the trees being blown around there, and you can hear the wind through the noise cancelling mics, so you know it's doing quite a bit of work to stay there, but it seems to be holding its ground. As you can see, the camera is being shaken, so the digital stabilization isn't perfect, but considering how much wind there is and how stable that drone is, that's doing very well. It does have some neat features, like the automatic landing and the hand landing. It doesn't recognize your hand in order to land, so it just kind of floats there and you have to grab it within 5 seconds, but that's good enough. The emergency landing on it freaked me out a little bit because it just kind of hovered there for a while. I'm guessing it waited to get to low battery to give the controller a chance to reconnect.
Let's try connecting
but eventually
back up to
it did lower its altitude and landed. But then it decided that it didn't like the first spot it landed and decided to move under my couch. I'm guessing that's some sort of safety feature where it analyzes where it landed so it doesn't slide off a roof or something, but I don't know.
Not bad at all.
It did pretty well in the crash test. As you can see, it just bounces right off those walls with those propeller guards and isn't really phased or knocked down too easily. I did knock it down eventually, but there was no damage to the rotors, it's all good. Those propeller guards are doing their thing. The up and away feature was disappointing though, as were the other features. You can see it completely missed us, even after I lined up the drone pretty much perfectly so we were in the frame. The 360 feature is pretty useless because if you get the drone high enough to actually get a good shot with that, the video starts lagging because of the poor connection. And we're not shooting in a place with a lot of apartments and a lot of Wi-Fi networks to interfere with ours here. We're in the middle of a pretty big parking lot where you'd think there'd be no interference. So if it's going to lag like this over there, I really see no place where you can do a proper 360 shot. The circle mode is pretty crap as well because even if I line it up to us, as you can see, it doesn't actually track the objects it's facing, it just dumbly circles around so we end up outside of the shot. I didn't get to try out any of the other modes because every time I pressed one of them the app would just do nothing, but those were the main ones anyway. So, should you buy it? If you care about the under 100 gram weight to avoid flying restrictions, then definitely yes, you're not going to get anything with near the same features for that weight. But if you don't care about the weight, then I would get the Parrot Bebop 1, which comes with a much higher resolution, a 2-kilometer range, and can be bought for about the same price. Plus, you can put aftermarket follow me and tracking onto it. And I lost my drone in the process of making this video, so you better hit that like and subscribe. Nah, I'm just kidding, but I will leave you here with this, and a final pro tip of don't fly this thing at night. The visual sensors do nothing, and apparently without them, the positioning doesn't work either. So just watch as my drone flies away from me and I try to rescue it.
Oh shit, it's flying away.
So this is the fun part where I try to get some footage by hitting record and the drone flies away from me. I hit land, it lands on my neighbor's roof upside down, bounces down it and stops at a part. Luckily it's the right way up, so I managed to fly it, to take off again. But unfortunately the wind picks up and all I hear is the buzz of my drone slowly flying away, having no idea where it is. At this point, it really doesn't fucking help that the camera decides to start lagging and not letting me know where the drone is positioned, so that means I can't actually use the camera to figure out where the fuck I am. Oh well, whatever, no regrets, at least I gave it a good flight test, and hope you guys enjoyed this review?